Hey everyone, new video today. We're going to take a look at the Kizer Kala, and this is a collaboration with Scott Masuka out of Hawaii. So this is part of their Vanguard series or their value line. These ones are coming in at an affordable, I think like 98th Street here. But anyways, Kizer sent these to me to check out, so doing a video. Cool thing about having two is I have a larger sample size, and so if the two are fairly consistent, then hopefully that's more indicative of the run as a whole. Alright, we'll go through specs, overall impressions, and details, of course. Let me show you guys the knives. So two versions here, brown with green, and then black with blue. So, yeah. Now these ones are coming in, let's move one of them out of the way here, at 3.75 inch blade, handle length of 5 inches, weighing at 5.84 ounces, due in part to the stainless steel liners here. But again, at 3.75 inches, fairly large knife. Handle material, or handle thickness, is 0.5 inches, half an inch thick. And VG10 steel running on stainless ball bearings and detent. So here's the size comparison with the Kershaw CQ C7K, substantially larger. Alright, overall impressions. Let's see here. A couple of things that I really like about this model. I think it really surpasses in the ergonomics department. These are very comfortable, very large knives. I think the materials are actually really good for the price. These are affordable options in sub 100, but not quite value options in the sub 50, or budget options, or whatever you want to call it. But fit and finish is really consistent between the two. Flipping action is good, but not as good as their Bladesmith series, which are about twice the price. And yeah, pretty solid offerings. So I like them. I think they would excel in kind of a hard use role due to the ergonomics and the blade size more than anything. Whether or not you like recurves is up to you, but I think that these are fantastic users. No real gimmicks. Pretty straightforward, well-designed knife. Alright, that's the specs and my overall impressions. Let's keep the brown one out, why not? And we'll go through some of the details on this particular one. So VG10, of course, in their Bladesmith series, along with the G10 handles here. I think the brown G10 is kind of a nice change up from the black. Whether or not it's your cup of tea, it's hard to say. But there's a nice stonewash finish. Nice robust thickness without being too thick. I did take this one to a couple cardboard boxes, and again, I think it just performed really well. Kind of a big solid folder. It is a flat grind, slight recurve, comes down to a pretty thin edge here. It's not thick behind the edge at all. And there is a small run of jimping here at the top. Moderately effective. Moderately to low effectiveness, I guess we can call it. So, but yeah. It's nice. I mean, it's not too thick, but again, I think with the handle, you're going to really grip this one in a hammer grip for use, so I don't really know that the jimping is super important. Let me show you the flipper tab. No texturing at all. I think that is kind of one of the downsides of this one. It is possible to slip, but if you're, giving it some thought, you won't mind at all. Pretty smooth. I've actually carried the brown one. Haven't really carried the black one at all, so this one's a little more broken in. Flipping action, as you can see, pretty nice here. So, again, not quite as good as the Bladesmith line, which are the ones that are on titanium handles and use ceramic bearings and ceramic detent. Obviously, those parts are a bit more expensive, and I find them to be smoother than stainless. So, anyways, not bad at all, though. If you want to fidget with it, I don't think you'll be disappointed. Alright, let's take a look at the handle here. So a couple really nice things. We do have some slight contouring here on the handles, which again really aid to that comfortable grip in hand. Brown's a nice detail, and another nice detail is that the stainless steel liners here, which you can see have been skeletonized, at least on the show side, are recessed into the G10, so you don't see stainless steel and then G10 stacked on top. It's, they milled it in such a way that they're nested into the handles and kind of hidden. So a bit more, machine work in terms of milling. If we look at some of the comparable Spyderco options that have come out of Japan in the last couple years, it's sub 100. This one's a bargain compared to the Spydercos that are in the 150 to high 170s for similar materials, and I'm pretty sure those didn't have nested liners, which again are just a nice touch. Not essential, but a nice touch. Lockup is not quite 50, maybe 40-ish. Lockup is nice and solid. If you really crank, you'll feel a little bit of flex in the handle, but the pivot's not loose. Definitely adequate. And again, in this price range, I think it's more than adequate. It is a stainless steel liner, and there has been some chamfering on the inside of this side of the handle, which makes it fairly easy to get to the stainless steel liner. If I just slipped a little bit. If you're wearing gloves, though, that would be much harder to access, so that's one consideration. Some nice holes here for an aesthetic detail. Pocket clip, straightforward, no frills. I like using the 2 screws here as a traction point when I pull this one out of my pocket, and pocket clip works perfectly. There's a look at the green G10 backspacer. So I don't know. I think it's a nice diversity in terms of color. Markings on the blade real quick. VG10 and the model number. And then we take a look at the designer's logo here. It's some type of duck from Hawaii, I believe. I won't bother butchering the name. And again, the model is called the Kala. So, overall, again, I think I've covered it, but I think it's a pretty solid offering for the price. Flips well, really nice ergonomics. That's really where it, comes into play here, especially in my fairly large hands. So, yeah, like it quite a bit for those reasons. Let's talk about the designer a little bit. So, Scott Matsuka, assuming that, again, I'm pronouncing that properly. So he's actually been in the knife game for quite some time. He began making knives in 1990, quite a long time ago. And, he, as you might see by some of the design influences here, he did essentially tutor under Ken Onion for a bit. So, Ken Onion, you might see a little bit of influence from him, but kind of the similar, very ergonomic, flowing lines type of design language. And so he worked under Ken Onion for a little bit, and then I believe he went professional, or started selling knives at shows and getting a table, if you want to call that professional, back in 2003. So I don't know, at least 14 years as a kind of more along the lines of a professional knife maker. And let's see, what else do we want to talk about with Scott? He works full-time, just does knives part-time. There is the Bladesmith series of these as well, which are going to be titanium handles and S35VN blades. Probably, around twice the price, closer to the $200 mark. I didn't even look it up, to be honest. Now, as far as Scott goes, he does attend a couple shows if you want to catch up with him. Maybe look at some of his custom knives. There's the Blade Show in Atlanta, the USN Show in Vegas, Plaza Cutlery Show in California, and then one called, I think, the Bainfield Custom Show in Las Vegas. Not familiar with that show. I've never even heard of it, but apparently it exists. So his reasons for choosing the Kala among his different offerings are, one, it's a current model, and two, he really liked the ergonomics in the hand, had a good feel, and I definitely agree. His books are not open, so the only way to acquire a custom would be at one of the shows. And yeah, I guess that pretty much covers it. So knock this one out a little bit quicker. Hopefully you guys enjoyed taking a look with me. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, and also follow me on Instagram, where I will be doing a giveaway. Finally, I've talked about it for a while, but I'll be giving away one of these on Instagram here in the not too distant future. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.